Did you have employment while you were in the free world?
No.
So how are you supporting your children? So you were using your children's child support to support you and your children.
Well,
All right, I have this story that she's telling me. I find it all suspect, but this is what we're going to do. I don't know if CPS is doing their job or not, so I'm going to have to do it. Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Court is calling 2022 CR 9445, State of Texas versus Veronica Alvarez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Debbie Cruz on behalf of the state, Your Honor.
Defense.
Karen Thorpe, defending.
And are you Veronica Alvarez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm gonna need you to make sure that you speak up so that the court reporter can hear. Counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Alvarez, I'm showing you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
Showing you what's entitled court admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places? Did you understand you're charged with the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram? That's a state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes.
Ms. Alvarez, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at a $1,000 fine and the state recommends deferred adjudication. Did you understand that to be the plea? Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years, that there be a TAP evaluation and 120 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plea? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No comment.
State, any evidence to support the plea?
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, state introduces the state's exhibit number 1 and all of its attachments. No objection, Your Honor.
Showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state, you may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Did you understand, again, that you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Sorry? You need to speak up. Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes,
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same.
yes, Your Honor.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
I would like to, yes.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Says that you followed the plea bargain. My client really didn't have a record, and I do believe it's a good candidate for probation.
All right, do you have any children?
Yes.
How many?
4,
What are their ages?
6, 8, 11, and 15.
How old are you?
35.
Where are your children?
My mom,
Child Protective Services involved?
my kids already been closed.
Were your rights terminated? So what ended up happening?
Before I came in here, my mom had she told me, well, I talked to her this past week, and she said the case was closed, but I really didn't even ask her. I haven't asked
So you
her.
didn't think to ask her about your rights to your
Oh,
children?
the phone cut off. We were talking about the kids and everything.
All right, how often are you using meth? How often are you using meth?
I was using it daily.
I'm sorry, what?
Well, I was there daily.
I don't understand what she's saying.
How often were you using the drugs? That's what she's asking you. You need to tell
When
me.
I was there.
How, do you use meth daily? Do you use it every other day? Do you use it weekly? How often are you using drugs?
I was using it daily.
Do you have employment? Did you have employment while you were in the free world?
No,
When's the last time you had employment?
it's been a couple of years.
So how are you supporting your children?
Well, for my kids, I get the child support for them. And if I did work, it was temp services.
So you were using your children's child support to support you and your children.
When you ask how was I supporting my kids, that's. I would do
No, kids
child
or
support
baby
for the
goats?
kids. I would do, and then I had a boyfriend, so he was working.
And this boyfriend you had, is he the father of these children?
And the last one, yes,
And who is Orlin Archaga, who you were in the car with? Who is that?
my friend. He was a friend.
What does that mean? He's a friend.
I
Is this a
mean,
boyfriend?
No,
Were you intimate with him?
no,
So how did you come to be in the car with him?
because he was taking me to go get some tea for the kids.
So you're riding around in a car with somebody with a crack pipe or a pipe used for meth to go get food for your children?
Well, he was just my right to go and take me back home. That was it.
Does your mother not have a vehicle?
Well, mom lives far from me. Where I live at, she lives far.
So where were your children when you went to go on this ride to get something for them?
At our apartment?
By themselves?
No. with
Well,
my
who was
dad.
with them?
My dad.
All right, half of this story that she's telling me, I find it all suspect. But this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna send it to you, because I'm sure CPS is, I don't know if CPS is doing their job or not, so I'm gonna have to do it. What is your mother's name?
Gloria Gaona.
Gloria Guyana? All right, the court is going to sentence you to 3 years deferred adjudication. There's going to be a TAP evaluation while in custody. And if the TAP recommends inpatient treatment, she's going to inpatient treatment. So it's following all recommendations of TAP. I'm going to run a referral to felony drug court. There's to be no contact. Well, no in-person contact with minors until further notice, and that includes her children. Counsel, once she's completed drug treatment, then the court will always reconsider. I'm going to want the UA hotline upon release, weekly testing. I'm going to want field visits 2 times per month upon release until further notice. And please tell them to look and make sure that there are no minors there. There's to be no contact with Arlen, O-R-L-E-N, Sandick, S-A-N-D-I-C-K, Gutierrez, Archaga, A-R-C-H-A-G-A. There's to be 120 hours community service restitution. I'm going to ask for intensive parenting classes. And once that's completed, the community service hours will be satisfied. Proof of employment within 30 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's $57 restitution to Bear County Lab for testing. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Probation, if you want to count the field visits as her reporting, you can. Probation, is there anything else she needs?
No, Your Honor.
Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No.
All right, showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. You're gonna have to start being a better parent to your children. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. You'll be excused.